Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Stock Market with your twice weekly Apple analysis. This analysis is done Thursday 13th of June, recorded 10 past 11 p.m. in the evening New York time on Thursday the 13th. I had expected downwards movement to a new low below 432 and probably below 427. It's fallen just $1.33 short of that little target before turning back upwards. The bigger picture still sees Apple in a big second wave correction at supercycle degree beginning here at the all-time high, and within it cycle wave A looks like it's unfolding as a 5-wave impulse at primary degree. So we have primary 1 and 2 complete and primary 3 is extending. At 272, primary wave 3 would reach 1.618, the length of primary wave 1. Within primary 3 we have intermediate 1 complete, intermediate wave 2 are running flat where the subdivisions fit perfectly is complete. Intermediate wave 3 down has begun with a minor degree first and second wave, and minor wave 3 will reach 1.618, the length of minor 1 at 381. That target's still a few weeks away. The target for intermediate wave 3 is where it would reach equality in length with intermediate wave 1 at 289.78. Where I know where minor waves 3 and 4 within this third wave are, I will add to this target calculation at minor degrees, so it may widen to a small zone or it may change. When intermediate wave 3 is over, we'll have a fourth wave correction, more downwards movement to this final target for primary wave 3, which is still months away. Within intermediate wave 3, if minor wave 2 were to continue further, it can't move beyond the start of 1 above 465.75. Let's have a look at what's happened in the last few days for Apple on the hourly chart, where the end of minor 2 and the start of minor 3 at this point up here is this point up here. So far to the downside, we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave structure, which adds further confidence to the idea that we've seen a trend change up here. This structure looks very typically an expanding diagonal. It's a leading expanding diagonal, especially, well, it's obviously because it's in a first wave position, but especially because at least this wave unfolds best as a 5-wave impulse. Within a leading diagonal, subwaves 2 and 4 must be zigzags, and they are. Within a leading diagonal, subwaves 1, 3 and 5 are commonly zigzags, but sometimes they may be impulses. If they're going to be impulses, in my experience, it's often the third wave which is the impulse. In this instance, the first wave is a bit ambiguous. It may be either an impulse or a zigzag, and really it doesn't matter at this stage. What is interesting about this leading diagonal is it has a very typical look. It's expanding, but the third wave is $1.33 longer than the fifth wave. The fifth wave you would expect to be the longest, but again, in my experience, I do see diagonal structures sometimes where the third wave is still a little bit the longest. That's okay, the subdivisions fit perfect, and overall this has a really good look and structure. It has a typical look. So I was expecting that price had to make a new low beyond the end of this third wave, which it did, because the fifth wave of a leading diagonal may not be truncated. I had expected the fifth wave to be longer than equality with the third, but it's failed to do that by $1.33, falling just short of that second lower target. The leading diagonal is probably now complete, and we're probably starting a second wave correction. Following a leading diagonal in a first wave position, the second wave is usually quite deep, so I'll expect minute wave 2 to probably be deeper than 0.618, the length of minute wave 1, and so to reach a 446.27. It's probably going to be a zigzag. That's the most common structure for a second wave, especially when they are deep corrections, and it's probably going to take a few days, maybe even a week. Minute wave 2 may not move beyond the start of 1 above 457.10. If minute wave 2 is not a zigzag, it may also be an expanded flat correction, and that would include a B wave within it that makes a new price extreme beyond the start of the A wave at this point here at 428.75, and so that is why there is no lower invalidation point for this corrective structure. So I'm expecting choppy, overlapping upwards movement for a really deep second wave correction now from Apple for a few days. We got pretty much what I expected over the last few days for Apple. It's unfolded in a really typical leading expanding diagonal structure this week. I'm expecting now upwards movement for a few days as we see a very deep second wave correction, and when that's done, I'll be expecting quite a good increase in downwards momentum from Apple, but that's maybe about a week away yet. That's all for me today with your Apple analysis, and I hope that everybody's looking forward to a fabulous weekend.